The Jazz, this next question says, how do I explain gaps in my CV from mental health and COVID-related breaks and frame a failed job in a positive light? One of my best design projects in my portfolio, a big office signage job for a huge beverages company, pushed me over the edge into a burnout and spiral of depression and led me to quit my job. In hindsight, I was given little support to manage the project, and as a fledgling midweight, was probably too junior to oversee the job. The work was great and relevant to roles I'm trying to get into now. I just never got to see it into production.
Oh, that's not an easy answer to this one. So first of all, this is about gaps in a CV, mental health, and then sort of kind of saying, but also because of that, I don't feel comfortable that I have the right level of work that I can prove to you that I'm capable of doing this job, right? So I think there are two different things. So if you're putting yourself forward for an interview or a work that you want to do and you do not have the relevant experience, what you could do is maybe do a little bit of desk research and show them how it's relevant to whatever job you're going for, because I'm sure you have the information. As suits, we do that all the time. Maybe in the creative profession, it's kind of like, just here's my folio, off you go. But I think with then maybe overcoming it with a little bit of proactivity and showing them how you would go about certain things might be a bit of a shortcut there. But I would also say, just assume that when people interview you, they don't necessarily look for faults. They usually just really want to, go into this beautiful new relationship potentially and find someone that's right for the jobs. When I ever interview people, I kind of like go, ooh, I'm quite excited to meet you, and tell me all the great things about you. So maybe that's a really good starting point. I think you will then find in the interview process fairly quickly whether this is a person that would be, again, someone that is the right employer for you. Because this sounds to me also that someone that deals with depression might need an employer that actually is quite empathetic to that. Not everyone is, unfortunately, but maybe that's, again, something that you may want to sort of like, suss out early on, because everyone that's a half decent employer and looks for someone with your skills will understand that, to be honest, depression and anxiety is so rife in our industry. Most people deal with baggage, and it's okay to have a gap in your CV. At least that's my point of view.
Yeah. I think also, you know what, I'm seeing more and more, there's a lot of really good mentoring programs out there at the moment, and people who are offering to be mentors. And actually just like talking this through with someone would be really good. You'll be surprised. Like, all we ever show in our industry is the best work. You'll be surprised how many people have had your experience. I've had that experience. I've had a project that went off the rails, was terrible, knocks your confidence. But then, you know what, it's just one project and you'll get back to it, and you'll have learned so much. And in fact, you'll have learned more on that project than people who have never had that experience. And so it's kind of really important to remember that as you go through. So I would also try and find someone you can talk that through with, and can probably maybe like coach you into looking for work in the future as well.